what if your pain had a reason for it? What if there was a reason for all the pain that you're enduring right now? How would you act? How would you think about things knowing that was the truth? How would you start thinking about your suffering differently if that is how you would see things? Would you look at things differently in the sense of like, oh, more in the sense of like, oh, how about what is this teaching me? What can I learn from this? What do I need to do differently to overcome this pain or to learn from this pain or to make something out of this pain? What can I do with this pain? How can I transmute this energy, these negative emotions into something that's beautiful, something that is outside of myself? We were meant to create. We are people. We are humans and we are creators. We make. We have thumbs for a reason. We make. We create. There's an Instagram reels that I saw about this woman talking about how our worth as humans have shifted from what we made into what we consume. And that is part of why we get so depressed, is because we don't get to make and be proud of that what we make. And I feel like even if it's just writing something down, writing a story, or just writing about your day, or writing about your pain, or writing about whatever, or maybe making like a drawing, or creating something like this, or bringing yourself into motion. Every time you do that, you show yourself that your emotion, the pain or the suffering that you feel, that it is something that you can do something with. You can do something with that. You can make something happen. And I feel like so much of our depression and suffering is because we feel stuck, is because we feel like we don't have power, we feel powerless of our situation. We feel like we can't do anything. And every time you show yourself that you can do something with that pain, or you can do something small, that like how do you say that? Brings you closer to where you want to be, or brings you closer to how you want to feel. Every tiny little step, it will show you that you are capable of changing your reality, because that's what it is. You taking action of something, you standing up to go to the toilet, is literally you creating a reality where you're standing up and going to the toilet. And it sounds fucking insane, but when you make spaghetti, like whatever, bolognese, whatever, you're making it. It wasn't there before, but now you made it, you know? Like, it sounds silly, it sounds stupid, but this didn't exist before I made it. And trust me, this was really easy. Like, everyone's like, oh my god, it's so different. Like, how did you do that? It's really easy. But that's how, you know, I feel like a few years ago I would have never done that, because I'm like, oh, it's so difficult, and where do I even start, and blah, blah. But it's really easy. But you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself that you can do things. You don't have that. You feel like you don't have that ability, but you do. And it's okay that you don't right now. It's okay that you don't right now. But just the tiniest little step. What is the smallest, tiniest little thing that you can do for yourself? Even if you're stuck in bed, what brings you closer to getting out of bed? Removing the sheets, maybe. Maybe sitting up. Some things like that. Okay, you don't have friends. Like, what brings you closer to making friends? Making an account for, I don't know, Discord, Reddit, whatever. Even if it's online, I guess. Or signing up for a thing, a gym, maybe a lesson that you like. I mean, those are quite big steps. Maybe even just going outside for a walk. Or maybe going to a store and maybe having a tiny little chat with the person there. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, just going outside is already a step. And at some point, you'll have done this so often. You've taken all of these tiny little steps just to get a little bit further. And it's more about the self-trust that builds there. It's not about the end goal of like, oh, and now I have friends, or oh, now I have this job, or now I made this thing. No, it's more about you building that trust. And at some point, you will feel like, hey, I want things to be different, or hey, I don't like the way I feel right now, or hey, I don't really enjoy this part of my reality right now. I'll just change it. I'll just change the way I eat, or I'll change my sleeping schedule. At some point, you will have developed so much self-trust that that is not like even a... You're like, it'll be okay because I'll change it. That's where the magic happens. So, use your energy, even if it's from negative emotions. I feel like I've already said this before, like in other videos, but really, use that to make good. Make just like Elphaba. No, that sounds stupid. For people who have watched the Wicked movie, you know, but negative emotions are still energy, or still things that you can do something with. I feel like especially negative emotions are really, really useful to just make something, express yourself, make a video, or maybe write something down, or maybe, I don't know, create something, a drawing, or go for a run. Like, you can use that energy. And how beautiful is that? And the more you do that, the more you will trust yourself, that you'll be able to change your reality and change your mental state or change your emotional state by creating. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? I feel like we are all just filled with so much treasures inside of us, you know? We have like all of these things we haven't made yet, and they're just dying to come out, you know? All of these emotions that are like waiting to be expressed or waiting to be used, all of this energy. Like, don't look at yourself as like, oh, I'm stuck, I can't do anything, like I'm stuck here. Look at all of that stuckness as like energy. That's energy. You have so much energy. It's stuck in there, but it's like waiting to come out. And like, how beautiful, because it will come out someday. It's coming out. They want the world to know, want to let it show. Look it up. I'm coming out. I don't know, you should look it up. It's a good song.